Hello everyone and welcome to Global Hub Racing's Formula 4 Championship here for round 2. It is the Canadian Grand Prix. We've seen 3 great races so far, of course, in F3, F2 and F1. Hopefully we'll see a good one here today as well. No guarantees with these guys, but of course they're all here wanting to try and do their very best. And alongside me in the commentary box, hopefully, is, as always, James.
Yeah, I'm here, but we're not live.
We are, because I can see 2 people are watching, 4 people are watching. So...
Oh, no, it came up. It was just my subscriptions. There we go. Jesus Christ. Oh, my goodness me. How's everyone doing this evening, anyways? Oh, hopefully everyone's keeping well. Tonight. You are live, thank God. Yeah, we are live. Thank goodness. It was just my iPad being slow updating stuff. Essentially. But we do have 8 drivers here so far. T-Hawk, Legend Killer, Blockhard, Dynamic, Kyle, O'Steven, Bomb Planter and SVD Rackler. No JC. Is JC coming? After last week's first winner, of course.
Jace... No, he's left the chat, so I think he's gone.
We're not going to be getting a load of F3 drivers, by the way, tonight. Even if it's 8 drivers, we will begin, because these guys have actually turned up 100% making it. I don't want to ruin people's nights, so we'll just get going like we did last night for F1. Yes, it's a poor attendance, and yes, we will work on it, because people will be getting moved up, especially to F1, after last night's no-show by quite a few drivers, actually. But I think I know the reason why some didn't attend, and I'll brief you and the rest of the admins after on that.
Alright, I'll have another quick check on my friends list, in case I've missed anybody. Who's that? Alright, well, 1 minute to go. I think we should start bang on time. Toxie? What is Toxie? Oh, I'm gonna send him an invite just in case. Yeah, I just need to do that, and I'll put a message in the chat.
That's Spaghetti and Chips. I was at a party with them just before we came live here, actually. Talking to...
Who's
the guy?
Spaghetti? Oh,
Spaghetti
okay.
and Chips, yeah. ILR driver.
Yeah.
Look at me.
You might want to put in a link if you already have him, by the way, so people can tune into... Oh,
it's in the F4 chat. Yeah.
It says we've got 2 viewers.
We've got 2 viewers, are you sure? We've got 5 on my screen.
Oh, we got, okay. So
we've got 4. ILR2 driver is Spag and Chips, by the way. It's just past 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock? Jesus Christ, 7 o'clock. I'm thinking 9 o'clock because I'm going to do the manufacturers on GT Sport. That's what I'm going to do. Anyways, I'll enter spectate mode. It's 8 drivers, but still. There's people here that have bothered to turn up, which I'm glad about.
Yeah. It definitely is to be expected. F2 and F3 are pretty much fine.
Yeah, there we go, SVD references. car. Yeah, F4, I mean, all of these guys will be scoring a minimum of 4 points, so that's good. And of course, we've got the fastest lap point, so if anybody is slow, they can try and get the fastest lap point, of course. Even if I crash, I will get points. Even if people crash, yeah. Even if people crash, get points. But don't turn it into a demolition derby. Keep it clean. We expect big things from F4 tonight in Canada. Even with air drivers. Yeah. This is tragic. We know it's tragic.
Yeah. But it's okay for F4, but not
we always
like
knew it was
yesterday.
going to be.
F1, I don't think it is really great to see so little drivers. In F4, yes, because it is the lowest tier, but F1 we're addressing this.
If anybody has anybody available that's currently not in the league and wants to try them out and is around F4 pace, send them an invite. Send them an invite next week, and we'll recruit new drivers for F4, and then we'll promote for F1. That's the way I want to do it, anyways. Demolition derby. No way. No way. But it is blue skies here in Canada. That is nice to see. And because we've got so little drivers out on track, I think one good perspective, and I said this last night in stream, is we can actually focus our attention more on individual drivers and their laps and see how they're getting on, see how they're progressing through on their laps, not invalidating, etc., etc. And maybe even give some hints out live on stream as well.
I guess we could.
We like to work with our drivers.
Yeah. It's unfortunate though. I think from a neutral's perspective, people want to see.
Oh, Red Bull, that's SVD Rackler coming out of bed.
Double the amount of people we have here. At the very least, but
if we can get,
there we go.
I think if we can aim for an attendance next week of like anywhere between 12 and 14 would be very acceptable. I think for F4.
Yeah, at the moment
6 new drivers
it isn't, but yeah, we'll work on it.
Yeah, hopefully Toxie and what happened to that Turkish guy from last week? Who was that Turkish guy from last week?
He isn't online at the moment, so I don't know.
Still give him an invite.
Oh well, I can't now because.
Yeah, but just remember, if you were an FOL viewer, by the way, and you're watching the stream, just remember, FOL F2, the first time it started, there were driving attendances below, I would say 10 and below, quite regularly. Yes, we've got 8 people here, but F4 is always going to be a long-term thing rather than a short-term.
Yeah. Something
and these drivers simply could not get placed in F3 because of the overflow that we had and the amount of sign-ups that we had as well. Somebody told me that we were having 80 sign-ups, and I would have just laughed.
We did have 80. We had 85 or something.
We had more than 80, yeah. More than 80, but quite a few people can't make the days. So that's why you've seen a limited running of people, I think. But SVD Rackler is on a lap, however. Billy is asked, is Billy too fast for F4? I think yes, he is. I think he'll be like a dynamic and dominate, to be honest. That's my opinion on it anyways. Speaking of dynamic, he's just behind SVD Rackler on a lap. I think SVD Rackler's invalidated, so dynamic is on a lap. Attacking more, and he's on a set of supers. Of course, hypers, ultras and supers are the 3 compound of tyres that are on offer tonight for the guys that's out on track. Or Stephen the only one on that lap. Everyone else at the beginning or already on their laps. Yellow flag in sector 3. Somebody obviously preparing for lap. I think that might be no Stephen preparing for lap, because I've just seen the hot lap, the out lap thing go off his name. You are too quick for F4, yeah. I've got to agree on that. Next is Dynamic though, round the final corner. SVD Rackler slowing, so Dynamic, obviously you can tell by the pace, he's going to be quicker. Backs off. Oh, he's invalidated actually, right at the death there.
Yeah, I don't think that'll be the last we'll see that. I think Bomb Plants are also invalidated because he's backed off as well.
Yeah, he's preparing for. Oh, he's got caught on the. Did you see that? He's got caught on the board.
Yeah.
The 100-meter board got absolutely ripped to shreds there. T-Hawk final corner in the Ferrari. This looks like it's going to be our first lap of tonight. Obviously, these guys are not going to be going as quick as the likes of Montana, but it's a 10-1 and it's quicker than Dynamic. what he set. Kyle at the final corner now. On a set of supers. Ooh. Just managed to get through there okay. Kyle has been in ILR before, so it is an interesting angle to take, and he's 6/10 off, so it's quite predictable, I think, given he had really good pace before coming onto this game. Or certainly earlier on this game he had pace, and now that's obviously dropped off.
4th place. Oh,
Stephen across the line 3rd. 11-3. Not bad. SVD Rackler coming across the line. He's going to be 3rd. 11-3. Dynamic across the line. 13-9. Again, another invalidation. And Bomb Planter has invalidated also. Why don't you get the division's reserves instead of F4 with not very good attendances? Then you will have 3 leads with continuous good attendances no matter what. That is true, but I would say that's the last option that I would personally pursue. I want to try and get 4 tiers on as much as possible, but obviously we've got to realise our limits. And if it's the case, as T-Hawk goes quicker by the way, 10 flat, if it's the case where we think F4's not working, we can put them up, we can progress them up into F3, that option will be on the table. Guarantee you. Always want to look into ways of improving the league. I think.
Yeah.
Improving the attendance, I think, more short term, and then we'll, if it doesn't work, then obviously we'll look into getting the F4 drivers currently, as you see, on track. As next Dynamic, I was just watching the end of that lap. That was a nice, clean lap, 10-6. Not too bad at all on there. T-Hawk on top, Dynamic 2nd, Kyle in 3rd at the minute. 12 minutes remaining. Not much going on. Put something in the chat if you want to ask us a question, if you want to ask anything about GT Sport, Project Cars 2, what's going on about those, then you can do, because I think, Stephen's going to be coming in pits, and I think Dynamic will be coming in pits soon as well. So, not much happening out on track, I'm afraid.
Unfortunately so. Dynamic is... He must still be on the lap here or no, Supers? Going for 3?
He is, or Stephen round the final corner. Might be improving here.
He was up very slightly,
Stephen, yeah, he's not.
But,
yeah, 600s. 600 off, Dynamic round the final corner. He's a 10th though. Comes across the line, improves by about a 10th, so 10-5 there from Dynamic. As there's the yellow flag in Sector 1, I think that was just SVD Rackler getting out of the way there. Of some of the guys that have obviously just came out of the pits as well as being on laps, or Stephen and Dynamic especially there. I got yelled at by Brockhard, apparently.
Who was that?
That was Bomb Planter. If that's the case, and if Brockhard is yelling at people, then I tell him to calm down immediately, because we don't want to see anybody acting aggressively towards other drivers, or admins for that reason, in the thingy. But we have got our second, essentially, batch of drivers that are now out on track. I think Bomb Planter was the first one that's going to be starting a lap, actually. 402, we can't really comment about GT Sport though at the minute. I mean, this is F4, not TFRL. And this is Global Hub Racing as well, so 2 different things altogether. Bomb Planter, Scotsman. Ooh, getting very tight to the wall. Did you see him? Getting very close to the wall. Jesus Christ. Oh, and again, just pushing it a bit too much. Just got to feather the throttle, I think, through the infamous corner where Mr. Meyer got put on the wall by Praga. If people really don't know the GT Sport tracks, by the way, then clearly you need to learn the calendar. That's all I'm going to say on that. Bomb Planter on a lap, however, the Scotsman running down the straight in towards the final corner. taking a very, very awkward line going into the final. I thought he was going to go quite deep into turn 1 there. Into the final corner, I should say. Bomb planter across the line, could go 4th. Yeah, 11-1 on a set of hypers. I think Kyle might be going quicker here.
Oh, he's locking up.
Oh my goodness me! Jesus Christ, a snap of oversteer. That's him done on that lap. Jesus Christ, I've never seen a car lose the stability going into the thingy. Obviously, he's on a wheel, so that's why we can oblige with that. That was just so strange, though. I've never seen that before. Oh, bomb planter's lost a bit of front wing, by the way.
Uh-oh.
Just got on board with that. Rockard up by 4.5 tenths.
So that'll put him way up the order from where he is now in 7th.
4.5 tenths will put him like Kyle bomb planter sort of area. Very, very tame at the final corner, though. I don't think he's improving as much. Yeah, he's just lost a little bit of time there, but he improves up to 4th. The Canadian. And it is good to see, of course, the Canadian driver in Global Hub Racing. And one of our long-term goals, of course, is to launch an America series. Hopefully we can do that by the time the new game comes around in June. We are already planning, or I'm already planning and organising some stuff for the new game already. Even with a limited amount of content, we can still do bits and bobs for the new game. It's Le Mans, by the way. The track's Le Mans. The people asking in the comments. Asking impatiently in the comments. All Stevens improved 10.8 on a set of supers. Nice lap. He's won 5 laps on those supers.
That is not a great thing to do.
That's not great.
For the race.
That's not great unless he's going to go. Because there's 8 drivers, obviously these guys won't get a free choice. So, interesting to see the strategies here. Dynamic on a lap on a set of ultras, but I think he's back up the slap. By the way, Legend Killer, it was a 12.4, I think he had. It's now an 11.7 in 8th. In that Force India, so not too bad at all. Oh, Stephen, 2 tenths up. Coming through the thingy. Will F4 continue? We'll try our best to continue it. If not, then these guys will be moved up into F3. So we're going to accommodate for them.
Yeah, and that could well happen if we're going to promote F2 drivers to F1, then F3 drivers need to fill in for F2.
Yeah.
And so on and so forth.
And then F4 drivers, yeah. It just depends on the amount of drivers that are going to be promoted from higher tiers, I think. That's what it is. Well, Stephen across the line doesn't improve in the end. We need to look for new drivers. Yes, we do need to look for new drivers, certainly. I totally agree with that. We'll have a discussion, all myself and the admin team after this are going to have a very important discussion about moving up drivers from F2 to F1, from F3 to F2, from F4 to F3. And we'll look into that, and then we'll try and possibly recruit new drivers in. That's, I think, the best way to work, but I'm not sure how thingy will work. Removing F4 is still the best idea. Removing F4 is an option, but I want to see these drivers thrive. And I'm sure the viewers want to see these drivers do well as well. Because, I mean, last week, yeah, we had 10, 11 drivers, but it still provided with some great action. And I think it was one of the cleanest races of last week. Arguably.
Last week, F3 was good, F2, Vienna ruined it. F1 was pretty good as well.
Oh, a dynamic with a stonking lap. 109.4. Something to put in there. But dynamic, we didn't catch the end of his lap there, but a 109.4. That is why he should be an F3. Simple as that. Wow,
oh, yeah,
really impressive.
Sure.
Really impressive. And nobody improving in behind. Kyle's on a lap, he's just reaching the end here. Coming across the line, this is a good lap actually. Goes second. 400s ahead, 200s ahead of T-Hawk, so not too bad at all on a set of Ultras. Rockharder's retired. Has he crashed out on track?
I actually don't know.
Done. SVD Rackler on a lap. Running down the straight. He's on a set of hypers again. Looking okay into the final corner, the final chicane, Wall of Champion chicane. Looking nice. I think he's going to go second with this. SVD Rackler across the line. Yeah, 110.2. Oh! I went 109 flat from Dynamic in behind. He got the toe there from the final corner, and he was behind him for the majority of that lap. So Dynamic improves again. That's on a set of Ultras, remember, and he's already a second clear of SVD Rackler and the rest of the field. Seriously impressive stuff from Dynamic. We have made a massive mistake with him in F4. Removing F4, you can still push 5 drivers into F1, which would have about 16 drivers every week. F2 would still be as strong, F3 will be much better, and Saturday can be a different league. Yeah, I see benefits and drawbacks to that, though. As I think you would do with anything that we try and do. Legend Killer's retired off the out of the session as well. 3 minutes to go. We shall be seeing the final drivers out on track very soon. SVD Rackler will be coming in the pits here. Not improving at all. Speeds into the pits. Oh, and that's way too quick. Dynamic just preparing for lapping behind. He hasn't run out of field, he's just coming in the pits very slowly there. But both Ferraris, oh, Stevens first. Do you want to talk through a lap from him? While I engage some reaction in the comments?
Oh, hopefully nothing's kicking off, if that's the case.
No, nothing at all kicking off.
Conversations. But yeah, Stephen heading down into turn 1. And turn 2, of course, which follows in quick succession here. Running the number 12. For some reason or another, who knows. And that was nicely taken there. A bit slower than what everyone's used to from the other guys in the higher tiers, but nonetheless, it's pretty clean. Nearly brushes the wall there, but it's alright. Opens DRS, of course, heading down into another chicane. And that was a bit scrappy. That was slightly scrappy there. And the hairpin, nicely taken.
Nice, trying to take the Glocky line through there, I think.
The Glocky line?
Glocky line around the outside of Prague, and then they make contact in F2.
Oh, around the outside. That's my move.
Yeah.
I did a move around the outside.
You did? Looking good though through the final corner. He's on a set of ultras, so he's improving. Doesn't improve his position though. 10.5, not bad. 1.5 seconds off Dynamic.
Do you think this is quick? No, it's not.
Yeah, it might have been validated actually on this lap.
Goodness me.
Bomb Planter's starting a lap in behind, I think. Oh no, sorry, it's Kyle. Kyle's starting a lap. Bomb Planter's just through the final corner and then the back lane.
T-Horse, yeah, T-Hawk's backed off his lap there, so that's the end of qualifying for him. Hopefully he gets out the way. T-Hawk. T-Hawk. Ooh. Oh!
Oh! What a spin for Kyle. Jesus, look back up and that's him gone. And Bomb Planter retires as well, just in behind. Both McLaren's out of the session. Ooh. Oh my god, how did on earth? That was Bomb Planter. Was that Kyle? No, Bomb Planter's retired out on track. So both retiring out on track instead of in the pits. That might be penalties for them both. Oh, Stephen's gone second, by the way, 109.7. Massive improvement. Oh, Stephen's second.
He has.
But SVD Rackler's on a lap and T-Hawk is not improving. T-Hawk is way off.
There's a lot of O Stephen fans out there. Could this be O Stephen's day? Who knows?
SVD Rackler attacking the final corner. That's a really great line through there. I think he's going to nab all Stephen for second here. SVD Rackler, no! He nabs him for second! He nabs him for second! So the Hypersofts clearly working there for SVD Rackler. And old Stephen down on a lap. He may as well just retire from the session, really. So Dynamic on top, Rackler second, old Stephen in third is going to be your top 3, Kyle fourth and T-Hawk in fifth. Brockhard, Bomb Planter, Legend Killer your top 8. What is that Ferrari doing, says Kyle. Which Ferrari? Was it T-Hawk?
T-Hawk, I think.
Or was it... Oh, Stephen, yeah, I think it must have been T-Hawk.
I think it was okay, because there was about a sizable gap. So it wasn't like T-Hawk was impeding the McLaren
Stephen.
guy or anything.
He's in the pits.
Yeah,
Go on,
probably
we
can't
need to
believe
retire
his
the
luck.
car.
He's third.
He is third, but I mean, this is quite a simplistic tier, to be honest, with the lack of attendees, of course. And our Stephen does retire from the sessions, thank you to him. And we'll run you through the order once again, which will be completed in about 10 seconds. In fact, I'll go through and try and fill up 30 seconds worth of time.
Yeah.
Wish me luck. So obviously we've got Dynamic on top, 109 flat in the Toro Rosso, very nice lap from him. SVD Rackler in second in the Red Bull on a set of Hypers, old Stephen in third in the Ferrari on a set of Ultras, then it's Kyle in fourth in the McLaren on a set of Ultras, a second off the pace. T-Hawk fifth in the other Ferrari with a 110 flat on a set of Ultras, then Brockhard with a 110.9 in the Renault on a set of Hypers, Bomb Plant on a set of Hypers in seventh, and the 111.1 in the McLaren, and Legend Killer in the Force India 8th with an 11.7 on a set of Hypers as well. That was 30 seconds filled up and more.
Nicely done. And, well, I do hope that these 8 drivers can make it to the end of the race. For the sake of everyone watching, that we don't get people dropping off.
If Kyle's got POV footage of what happened with T-Hawk, by the way, send it in to the steward's office. Or send it in to me privately, and then we'll have a look. And obviously there is going to be a formation lap here. Put your comments down in the comment section regarding your predictions, your top 3 for the race. I think I know what my top 3 is. Losing F4 will be a big benefit. I don't see any downsides to it. That's Keelan coming across that. As I say, we've got to weigh up the negatives and the positive, and there's going to be a very detailed discussion, I think, about this after this. I think it's one of our primary focuses that we've got to get either F4 or not F4 off and promote these guys. I think that's the 2 options. Dynamic, old Stephen Kyle, top 3 for Storm. I'd agree to some extent with that. I'm going to go Dynamic top, SVD Rackler second, Bomb Planter third. I don't know why I fancy Bomb Planter here, but he just seems one of those drivers that could do well. He's got T-Hawk and Brockhard ahead, and he is quicker than them on his day. Right,
I think Dynamic's gonna crash. I think he's gonna make a mistake. Unfortunate for him.
Like he did nearly in Bahrain.
Indeed. Yep, unfortunate for him, but fortunate for O. Stephen, who is going to take a very popular victory here in Canada, followed by Bomb Planter in second, and Brockhard, the home favourite, of course, in third. That is a dream scenario, I think, for the many people who are watching here. Not so much for Dynamic, but yeah, that's my prediction.
Yeah, I think some of the one of the benefits I see of F4 is these guys would usually be mid-pack, lower half of F3. These guys would be getting a race win and getting championship points. There is a benefit of having an F4. I'm going to probably argue that point more in the coming hours, I would say. Why me, says Bomb Planter. Exactly, why you? I just fancy you. 5 red lights though, I'm about to go out here. In Canada, at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, of course, there is going to be a little bit of a delay, so 5 red lights are about to go out, and it is... Lights down, the way we go. Slow start there by T-Hawk, I think, further down the order. Very slow start by Kyle as well. There's SVT Rackler going around the outside of the turbo. Brockhart's going around 2 drivers. Brockhart has gone round 2 into turn 1, and SVD Rappler's gone round the outside of Dynamic for the lead as well. Everyone pretty much clean. T-Hawk just weaving a little bit in front of Kyle. Not sure what was happening now. I think Brockhart just slowing up slightly. Oh my goodness me, Kyle taking it very easily. T-Hawk having it down the inside. Remember, it's not GT Sport, it's F1. Kyle around the outside of Brockhart as well. And there's contact. There is contact, and Brockhart's in the wrong place at the wrong time there. T-Hawk, I think there was contact with Kyle on the rear end of the car. And there's a safety car. There's a safety car deployed. Yeah, and I think that is quite good, to be honest, given the contact that has happened.
Yeah, I'm happy.
That is good. It neutralises the race, and I think it gives all of these drivers a fair chance of the win. I didn't expect a safety car, but still, we've got one. SVD Rackler out in front, Dynamic second, O'Stephen in third. So the only real changes made. SVD Rackler in front, Carl now in fourth after that contact with Brockhart, who is ahead of Bomplanter and T-Hawk, so they must have had some sort of
Carl's in.
Thingy. Carl and Brockhart are in, no surprise there. And T-Hawk's in as well, front wing damage on the right hand side end plate. So 3 drivers in early into the pit stops. SVD Rackler leads from Dynamic and O'Stephen. They're going to be catching the safety car very shortly indeed.
This is very exciting now.
Super softs as well for Brockhart and T-Hawk. They're going to have to go 2-stop though from here. Even under the safety car neutralisation period. It's just, yeah. Legend Killer 4th, by the way. From 8th.
Yeah.
Good stop by him.
I guess you could say
slightly
out of position due to the pit stops
and
crashes.
Yeah, quite lucky, I think. For Bomplanter, though, my prediction of third's nearly there anyways. He's in 5th. He should get these 2, I think, ahead. What happened there?
Yeah, these, there was nearly a collision under the safety car.
Yep, don't collide under the safety car, give each other plenty of room. There's only 8 of you, so it should be fine. There should be no collisions under the safety car. If somebody collides under the safety car, then clearly, I don't know what's wrong. I really don't. Goodness me, if I see a 5-second stop though, I'll be quite annoyed. Kyle's just got to back off Bomplanter a little bit, I think. Brockhart and T-Hawk, safety car will be staying out another lap. And who's that coming in the pits? That's Dynamic coming in the pits. Front wing damage, I think. Left side in play?
Yeah. Uh-oh. Hang on.
Uh-oh. Oh, Bomplanter nearly went in the back of Legend Killer, so now being getting there. SVD Rackler now out in front, inherits the lead. And O'Stephen in second. Oh, a little bit of contact there. Legend Killer on the back of O'Stephen. I think it was near contact there. They've just got to be careful. And again, Bomplanter getting very close. Just keep your distance. Keep your distance. I mean, come on. Goodness me. It's not that hard. Thank you to the 10 people, by the way, that are tuning in to this race and giving us quite a bit of hope for F4 going forward. SVD Rackler out in front of Stephen second, Legend Killer in third. Safety car deployed, by the way, because of front wing damage. And that's all I can imagine with that. There was only front wing damage. No crashes, nobody's out of the race, nothing's happened. I'm about as clueless as everyone that's watching as to why the safety car's out. Safety car will be coming in the slot, by the way. Dynamic has John back on the back of the field, so he's just behind Brockhart and T-Hawk there. On a set of supers, literally as I say that, safety car now coming in this lap. Is SVD Rackler going to follow the safety car here? He's got to be careful, he doesn't want to go too soon. He's got to try and back up the pack as much as possible. He's going around the same speed of the safety car here, just a couple of miles an hour slower. This is going to be very, very dangerous. He's going to go really early here. SVD Rackler, I don't think realises that the safety car's got to come into the pits and then the white line has got to form. He now slows it up. A very strange safety car now in the pits, and now we go racing once again in Canada as SVD Rackler gets the run out of the race. There was a yellow flag in sector 3. I think Brockhart's got a very slow start there. in behind. Bomb Planter trying to attack Legend Killer into turn 1. T-Hawk attacking Brockhard into turn 1. Got him down the inside. Now Dynamic around the outside of Brockhard, and that looked really easy. That was a really easy move by Dynamic. Round the outside of Brockhard. Clearly outpaced early. And Brockhard now down to 8th from 6th under the safety car restart. Legend Killer holding up a bit of a trend now. Kyle now trying to go down the inside. Launches it down the inside. Nice move. Kyle's got it up to 3rd. Legend Killer now 4th. Bomb Planter 5th. Trend forming T-Hawk Dynamic. SVD Rackler, by the way, is clear by 9/10 of a second. And Will Stephen in 2nd. Kyle in 3rd. 1.8 seconds off. T-Hawk nearly going into the back of Bomb Planter there. And they're all getting held up by Legend Killer. Legend Killer might just have to let them through. T-Hawk Dynamic. Oh, there's contact. There's contact. I think Legend Killer was trying to let Dynamic through there, and there is contact. He's letting him through eventually. And Dynamic has gone now on the back, and it could be 3 wide down the straight. Bomb Planter, T-Hawk. Dynamic down the middle, it is 3 wide. T-Hawk, they've got to be careful into the final corner. Bomb Planter backs off wisely and no collisions. T-Hawk runs the chicane, so does Dynamic. Bomb Planter the only one to get through the chicane, and he's now got past. But Dynamic, I should say. He's going to get past himself there. And he's down the inside, Dynamic. Oh, very, very close indeed. It all just settles down a little bit now. SVD Rackler 1.2 seconds out in front. Those hypers are going to be going off. Oh, Stephen, Kyle and T-Hawk will be chasing on those different sets of tyres, Ultras and Super Softs, respectively, as we come now into the final. Well, we come now into, oh, Dynamic hitting the wall there. Lap 5 out of 35. And SVD Rackler leads. 1.4 seconds. Will Stephen 2nd, Kyle in 3rd. T-Hawk, Bomb Planter, Dynamic. Legend Killer just dropping off. Both him and Brockhard around the same pace, it seems. And it's a 3. Dynamic launches it down the inside of Bomb Planter. Didn't realise it was coming. And that is how you make a move stick. Next is Dynamic. A little bit too aggressive, if I've got to be honest. He gets that move done though. He's past Bomb Planter and he's up to 5th, so already making eye-catching progress through the field as Nexus Dynamic, and he's into 5th, just ahead of Bomb Planter. Thought Kyle was getting a little bit weird without the Wall of Champion chicane. Everyone's still going nicely through there. Bomb Planter, ooh, losing control into turn 1 on the straight there, through the little kink. Leading up towards turn 1. A right-handed bend there. SVD Rackler now just beginning to lose a little bit of time, because here comes all Stephen and Kyle right on the back of them both here. Kyle's on a lap pressure tyres compared to all Stephen. He's on a lap pressure tyres compared to SVD Rackler. He's managed his tyres well, and it seems like he's managed his tyres better compared to the 2 ahead. As SVD Rackler picks up a 3-second time penalty, and all Stephen gets caught in the grass, and this is his opportunity. Now Kyle can get the move done. Legend Killer, by the way, has been passed by Brockhard there. Brockhard down the inside, and Legend Killer got him. All Stephen blocks the inside. Kyle trying to go for the switchback, didn't quite work. And of course, Kyle will be in the comments box with me tomorrow night in TF World GT3 Championship, and he's racing in Pro-Am as well, so he's essentially tripling up here with this race tonight as well. SVD Rackler leads though. Kyle much, much better on closing speed compared to Will Stephen. Here he comes. Down the inside, is he? He's going to launch it. Kyle down the inside and Will Stephen. Will Stephen's got to give him room. He's got to give him room. Kyle around the outside now. He should get the traction off the corner. And he does. And Kyle pretty much up to 2nd. Will Stephen is going to have to back off this. Legend Killer into the pits. Kyle's up to 2nd. Nice move. Nice move there by Kyle. Stephen now struggling slightly. He's got T-Hawk and Dynamic now to worry about. Might be just dropping through the field slightly, but SVD Rackler 2 seconds out in front. Kyle making a mistake there. Making not a major mistake, but some resemblance of a mistake, because he's lost 5/10 of a second. And now Will Stephen trying to go around the outside. Kyle keeping tight on the tyres. Oh no, Stephen's lost it! Oh Stephen, what a recovery! What a recovery that is by All Stephen. He was wayward left, right and centre there, and All Stephen has recovered it. He's lost 2 positions to T-Hawk and Dynamic. Not the real sort of pace that he would have been showing, but All Stephen now is on the back foot. He's got Bomb Planter 2.8 seconds behind. Brockhard a further 3 seconds down, and SVD Rackler is in from the lead of the race. Let's watch this pit stop. SVD Rackler in from the lead. He had a 1.5 second advantage compared to Kyle 2.5-second advantage to Kyle coming across the line. Let's see what he does here. As he's now down in 7th, Brockhart will be out ahead of him here. If you do interviews, don't forget a voice share. They all deserve to rest in a tier with better attendance. They do deserve to rest in a tier with better attendance, but we've got to make do with what we've got at the minute. My voice taking an absolute pounding from that early exchanges. Kyle leading the way, T-Hawk 2nd, Dynamic 3rd, O'Stephen in 4th if you're just tuning in to Global Hub Racing. And why wouldn't you? You are seeing the F4 guys going round out on track here in Canada. This race is continuing on even with 8 drivers. If this was old style FRL and TFRL, this race would simply not run because of the lack of attendees. But it's good to get these guys racing and they've attended, and that's what matters. The attendance matters and the quality of driving matters as well. And so far it has been to quite a high standard. O'Stephen closing in on Dynamic. Not quite close enough, and he won't be close enough here at all. Kyle just pulling out the lead though from T-Hawk. Dynamic in 3rd, O'Stephen 4th. Bomb Planter's in. Sev Hypers have gone 8 laps. Brockhart SPD Rapper. He's going to be probably out ahead of Legend Killer, I would imagine. Coming out of the pits, he should be out quite a way ahead. Super Softs, one stop I think strategy for Bomb Planter there. Trying to now do what some of the guys did in thingy. I hope Bullboy returns because I'm going to go for a drink, and if the stream goes silent, that is why. So I'm going to be back in a minute, and I'm going to be on board with T-Hawk. 1.4 seconds off Kyle at the minute. I don't know what the hell I've missed. Jesus Christ, if somebody can inform me on what has happened. Dynamic at the race, there's another safety car. T-Hawk now leads the way. What on earth has happened there? What on earth has happened there? What on earth? Oh, dearie me. Dearie me indeed. So Dynamic out the race. Pardon me, goodness me. The Dynamic out the race. Brockhart's got to stay in behind Bomb Planter. He's just came out the pit. Or Stevens came out the pit as well. So it's now Kyle's race to lose because Rackler has been overcutted by Kyle. Kyle has went a couple more laps on the set of tyres. T-Hawk obviously will be pitting again before the end of this race, certainly. But these are going to help. This is going to help T-Hawk a little bit. The safety car period. Obviously, there's going to be another lap of the safety car. So if any, honestly, if anybody could inform me what happened, I'm not sure what happened there. I went to get a drink and then I suddenly come back into the safety car. I'm about as clueless as pretty much everyone else. That happened here. Just trying to go back on stream and see what happened here. Dynamic in the Wall of Champions. Right, I'm just watching this actually. I'm going to watch this now. So dynamic. Oh! Oh, dearie me. Dearie me. Into the wall, goes dynamic. That's his race over. A simple mistake on his front wing gone. SVD Rackler hits Kyle. SVD Rackler has hit Kyle. So a bit of Red Bull front end play coming off there. Goodness me. These guys have just got to calm it. And of course, keep distance between the safety car, for goodness sake. We don't want any crashes under the safety car like we've just had. And anybody that does get a 5-second stuff go under the safety car technically needs to brush up on how to drive under the safety car, I think. Anyways. But T-Hawk leads 3.5 tenths, Kyle second, Rackler third, O'Stephen fourth, Bumplanter fifth, Brookhard in sixth, Legend Killer in seventh. Only 7 drivers going around. But yeah, Storm, we have things to look at. Yeah, definitely. I think the improvement, the attendance in F4 definitely needs looking at, because I mean, this is not on if we're going to be thinking. Safety car though is in this lap, so anybody that's on board with racing action will get some racing action very soon. And it's all concertinaed up. All of these guys, apart from T-Hawk, have been into the pits at least once. In fact, T-Hawk has been in the pits, but obviously he's going to have to pit again. That's why I'm saying in that circumstance. Everyone else just getting a move on. T-Hawk backing up the field. Let's go on board with Kyle for this, because I think Kyle is right close towards T-Hawk. Oh! And he was trying to launch just before. Oh, Stephen's got a very poor safety car restart. He's held up pretty much the whole entire field. Now, 2 races go on. Kyle trying to get T-Hawk into turn 1. Oh, and SVD Rackler, they go creaming into each other. That is dangerous driving from all, well, 2 of them. Kyle's got around the outside of T-Hawk for the lead. SVD Rackler like Miley Cyrus coming in like a wrecking ball there. Goodness me. He needs to improve and improve fast if he wants to try and get into F3. Bumplanter nearly doing a Lance Stroll and Brendan Hartley there. Jesus. Brookhard, Legend Killer already off the pace. But Kyle and old Steven, Kyle and T-Hawk, first and second, and old Steven has gone past SVD Rackler. Down into the braking tunnel of the chicane. SVD Rackler struggling. Bumplanter now trying to get past. Brookhard trying to get past as well. Canadian and the Scotsman, a little bit of contact there. SVD Rackler just moving across Bumplanter's line slightly. He's got the move done though, the Scotsman. Nice move down the inside of the chicane. Legend Killer suddenly caught back up to the back. SVD Rackler, Bumplanter side by side. Don't come into him, don't come into him. Keep your line, keep your line. Legend Killer as well on the back of Brookhard. He's just losing a little bit of time under the straight. SVD Rackler and his Kim's diving into pits. That could have been really dangerous, you know. That really could have been dangerous from SVD Rackler. He'd gone storming down the inside, and he could have well taken himself out and other drivers there. That was dangerous. Kyle is out of the pits, by the way. He's came in as well. Only real battles between third, Bumplanter, Brookhard, and Legend Killer at the minute of this race. What the bloody hell was that? What the bloody hell was that indeed? I'm as confused as you are. I really am. So T-Hawk now getting that advantage from the lead battle. The one, I think arguably, that kept the cleanest through turns 1 and 2 is leading. T-Hawk leading the way, or Stephen second, Ferrari 1-2 at the minute. Bumplanter third, Brookhard fourth. Legend Killer fifth. Gonna watch on board Brookhard here because he's getting closer to Bumplanter. Oh, he's just over-raced himself in the corner, and Legend Killer nearly into the back of him. Goodness me. Just gotta be careful on his thingy. Oh, Stephen could win this race. It could be old Stephen's first win, but then again, Kyle, I think, on a set of supers to the end, I think he's worth a better shot, if I've got to be honest. He's got the pace. He's got the pace angle. I wouldn't rule him out. Even with 20 laps to go, I would not rule him out at all. Bomb Planter going wide there at turn 1. Bomb Planter, Rock Hard, Legend Killer. Still for third. Or Stephen is catching T-Hawk. I think there might be a bit of team orders happening very soon, I think. People might be thinking themselves, Kyle's got no chance of winning this race. Well, he's just closed 4 tenths on Legend Killer there, on a different set of tyres, on a slower set of tyres. It's possible, he's got the pace, I think he's the quickest driver out on track. He should win this. So, just give me a load of cream eggs when I'm right. Especially for tomorrow. Nom nom nom. T-Hawk, 7 tenths. Out in front. Oh, Stephen is getting closer. He's not within DRS range at the minute, but he is closing in. Closing him in, closing him in. Not going to be close enough to move though. Rock Hard, Legend Killer, running down the Oh, Bomb Planter in the Wall of Champions! Bomb Planter in the Wall of Champions! Same mistake as Dynamic! Oh, that is so unfortunate! He bottles it at the Wall of Champion chicane and it claims another victim. Bomb Planter and Dynamic fall foul to the Wall of Champions. Both of them at the rest now. And we're down to 6 as SPD Rackler will be coming through there very shortly. He does, and he passes the car. The stricken AI car of Bomb Planter. But T-Hawk leads the way. SPD Rackler currently setting the fastest lap at the minute. Oh, Stephen is getting closer. Don't rule him out. But Brockhard, Legend Killer, 3rd and 4th. Kyle, another second gained on Legend Killer. There's the yellow flag in sector 1. It's SPD Rackler round at turn 2. That's a bit of a strange one. He must have lost control of the car on the outside there. Real strange one from SVD Rackler. Very strange indeed, and it looks like he might be going around an AI, and he has. He's left the session, in fact, SVD Rackler. But now will Stephen T-Hawk for the lead. Here we go. You're not getting an invite to the end of the race. T-Hawk, oh Stephen, for the battle, for the lead, possibly for the win as well. I don't want to put any dampener on things, but I don't think these guys will win. I really don't. It's 10 seconds between the top 5 and Kyle is closing at a rate of knots. I wouldn't rule him out for a first win. T-Hawk just couching the wall there slightly. Oh, Stephen. Trying to get closer. Brockhard, Legend Killer in behind, 3rd and 4th. Never really getting close, Legend Killer, but he is driving a nice race. Kyle again catching another 6 tenths of a second through the first sector alone. And another 2 tenths gain. Kyle is on fire and he's beginning to close these two down. And he's beginning to hunt down the leader as well. Current gap, 10 seconds. That's another 4 tenths gain for Kyle. Keep your eye on those interval times because I swear to God they will come down. They will come down. Kyle, I think, is quicker than old Stephen per lap. And that is what is going to make the difference tonight. Kyle, 2.8. That's another gain. He's closed in another second this lap. Goodness me. He is on absolute flying form at the minute. Beginning to close down. 9.8. Gap's just extended that a little bit, so keep your eye on the times here. T-Hawk, oh Stephen, 1st and 2nd at the minute, but Ferrari 1-2, they're taking it nice and steadily out in front, but I don't think they're aware. Brockhard and Legend Killer are having their own private battle, but it is the guy in 5th you've got to be watching out for in this race. I might be a bit biased towards Kyle, but if he's got the pace, he's got the pace. It's simple as that. 9.4 seconds. The gain is there, and he is still closing in. Oh, Stephen has just gone out of a second for the first time in quite a while. T-Hawk has just upped the ante a little bit. 2 safety cars so far, yeah. That's how the race has been. If there's 2 safety cars out, then goodness me. But Legend Killer has made a mistake, I think, at the hairpin, and He might be coming. I would come in the pits if I was Legend Killer, to be honest, because he's got Kyle hunting them down. Less than a second away now is Kyle on Legend Killer. And if I was Legend Killer, I'd probably just let him through, not hinder his own race. Oh, and he nearly goes for spin at turn 1 and 2. Oh, my goodness me. Sideways for Legend Killer. He lets him through. Good sportsmanship there by Legend Killer. I know I did want to see a battle between those two, but I think given the state of the tyres, Legend Killer had to give up. He's going to be in 5th. He's going to be getting 10 points. He may as well just stick to 5th place. He may as well. But that gap now, Kyle has now got free air to run at. He's got Brockhart ahead, he's losing the compound of his tyres on the Ultras. T-Hawk and Old Stephen are beginning to battle. Running out wide, T-Hawk at the hairpin. This is Old Stephen's opportunity to try and get the run down. He has got a quick car in the straight line. And now Old Stephen running to hunt down his teammate. This is the battle for the lead. The German against the Brit. Can Old Stephen dive it down the inside? He's there. T-Hawk went in this line. Old Stephen backs off quite wisely. I didn't think there was an opportunity for the move in the end. And there certainly isn't going to be down into turn 1 and 2. The only opportunity, I think, for Old Stephen to get that move done is at that final chicane, not at turn 1 and 2. T-Hawk at the minute though leading, Old Stephen second, Brockhart in third. Kyle is close enough to Brockhart. Slowly, he's getting another 3/10 this lap. And I think he's just holding it back for the second half of his stint. 9.3 seconds separating the top 4, and Legend Killer further 2 seconds behind. He doesn't want to be getting himself a puncture. I think it's either this lap or next lap he should be pitting. If I was him. Dear me. T-Hawk costing Old Stephen. Should just let him by. I don't think so. I really don't think so. Oh, and Kyle! What's happened to Kyle? I've just missed that. I don't know what happened to Kyle there. That's his opportunity for race being gone. Oh, he spun! He must have spun somewhere. I totally missed that. Kyle has spun somewhere on track. He's lost end plate damage, right side end plate. I think he's lost it, you know, through that first chicane. I think he's lost it through the first sector somewhere. If I was a betting man. So Kyle now, I think, can only really hope for third. Brockhart is into the pits. Legend Killer should follow him in. Legend Killer, yep, he's in. And Kyle should follow in as well here. So 3 drivers. 3rd, 4th and 5th into the pits. And now, the plain old battle between the 2 Ferraris, T-Hawk and Old Stephen out in top. Old Stephen put his foot down. I mean, T-Hawk is essentially costing Old Stephen time here, but these guys are going to have a free pit stop now. Both of them could pit same lap, double stack, and still come out in front. I think. In fact, no, that's not the right plan at all. I think one of them should come in the pits. I think T-Hawk and then Old Stephen could come in next lap around, pit for a set of ultras and get them to the end. That's what could happen. That's what I think might happen now with the gap to Brockhart being 24 seconds at the minute. No point for Old Stephen to pit. He's got a free pit stop, he can use it if he wants. He's got 24 seconds pretty much to Brockhart. Brockhart's not going as quick as him. He's on colder tyres. May as well try and take advantage of something, and it could give us also a battle as well. That's what we've got to think about. With only 6 drivers, well, 5 drivers now racing out on track. SVD Rackler going. Thingy T-Hawk and Ultras won't catch Old Stephen in 10 laps. True. But I still think Old Stephen should pit and give us a 3-way battle for the lead. Because Brockhart actually has lost time to Old Stephen throughout that first lap. Brockhart has lost time on that out lap to Old Stephen. T-Hawk, Old Stephen now, 1st and 2nd. If T-Hawk runs wide here, I can see Old Stephen trying to get this move done. T-Hawk. Oh, he's run wide again. He's run very wide again. Old Stephen now. Bit of an opportunity here to try and take the move. And thank God we've actually got action. Old Stephen closing in, closing in, closing in. I don't think he's quick enough in the straight line. He's not. Tries to force T-Hawk into a bit of a mistake there. Pull through okay. Through the wall of champions. Chicane nicely. 25 seconds separating the top 3. T-Hawk, Old Stephen, the main battle. that we're focusing on here, as TTG are about to go live, by the way. TTT Project Cars, TTV Project Cars, Euro Car Cup. I don't know what's happening. I was going to commentate on it. You've got the pleasure of having me for F4 instead, as Jack Fox is taking on board that commentary tonight in case of Andy. If that's something you want to watch after this, you can. Or if you want to be like me and do the Manufacturers Cup, then yeah, you can also do that as well if you've got GT Sport. T-Hawk goes Stephen, closing in, trying to force T-Hawk and a bit of a mistake. I never thought I'd be really commentating on these two for the win this season, if I had to be honest.
Oh my
You're
goodness
back,
sakes.
finally.
Yeah,
You've missed quite a lot.
there was a lot of chaos going on. And no.
There's more chaos. There's even more chaos. Oh, Stephen's pitted. What on earth? Oh, Stephen has came into the pits. That is a race-defining moment. He's on a set of ultras. He can get those to the end easily. T-Hawk has now got to pit next lap around. Has old Stephen just cost himself the race? Whoever his coach is going to be absolutely livid if he doesn't win this now. He's 19 seconds away. He's 18 seconds coming out of the pits, and he's gone wide at turn one. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. That is what cold tyres does to you. Oh, Stephen has gone wide out of the pit lane at turn 1 and 2. I cannot believe what I've just seen. And he's made another mistake as well, I think, there. He's lost another second. And oh, Stephen now is on the back foot to T-Hawk. I never thought I'd be seeing this in the race in F4. This race keeps on giving. Quite honestly, T-Hawk, old Stephen has just got to calm it down. He's got those tyres, and he's got to try and use them up to great effect. His front wing has broke on the right-hand side end plate. I think he made contact with the wall at the chicane. T-Hawk follows him in. Old Stephen out of the chicane, out of the hairpin. T-Hawk, by the way, no penalties. Old Stephen, 1 penalty. So T-Hawk got the advantage. Brocard, no penalties. Legend Killer, no penalties. Kyle with a drive-through, but I think he served that. And a penalty. And that is it. At the top 5, and it's going to be very close out the pitch, but I think T-Hawk's got this. T-Hawk has got this. That front wing damage, and that running wide out the pit lane. I think T-Hawk still would have came out in front of him by about 3/10, however. Looking at the gaps, I think old Stephen still would have been on the back foot. He made contact with the wall, lost 5/6, and he made a mistake there which cost him a second. I think it's about 2.1 seconds. It's not enough, and I think T-Hawk would have came out ahead by about 2/10, 3/10, possibly there. Could have won the race, needs to pit, otherwise going to crash out. And T-Hawk does have a free pit stop now, but I wouldn't rule out anybody coming into the pit at all. Oh well, this race just keeps on giving then. This is F4, there's 5 drivers out on track, but my god, the amount of drama that we've just had there is, in retrospect, to an F1 race. Quite literally. Oh, Stephen just needs to attack that chicane a little bit more, I think. He's just a bit hesitant going through the chicane. Sets the fastest lap of the race, though, and he is beginning to gain on T-Hawk. Who has the fastest lap so far? I think it was Kyle. I think Kyle has got the fastest lap so far. Oh, no, sorry, old Stephen has. With a 12.640, 12.656 for Kyle. So 100 separating the current fastest lap of the race. So old Stephen will be getting that extra point currently. Absolutely unreal stuff, this though. 2 seconds the gap, T-Hawk. Naturally quicker, I think, now. But old Stephen will try and do his best to fight out. Here. Brocard Legend Killer running nice races, 3rd and 4th, and then 5th currently for Kyle. Just having a look at some of the stuff that's been put in the admin chat. Yeah, there'll be discussions after this about F4, F3. Oh, Stephen again, just correcting his line. That front wing damage costly, but I don't know. I think he was on the back foot from the beginning, really. When he came into the pit stop and he ran out wide, misjudged his braking zone. That is the downer of the thingy, although Stephen's race, sadly. And a minute, if I was Kyle, I'd be pitting for the fastest lap, to be honest. He might close in on Legend Killer, you never know. 5.9 seconds, SPD Raptors AI is into the bits. T-Oak's got this, I think, from old Stephen, but you never know. Anything can happen in this race, indeed. We've already proven that tonight, that anything can happen. T-Hawk 2.7 seconds clear, all Stephen in second. And in third currently Brockhard, Legend Killer, Kyle. That might be the finishing order, you know. Kyle is gaining on Legend Killer, so that battle will gain very soon indeed. But you never know, anything can happen here in GHR. And probably thing will happen. I'm now in the F4 chat, so I'll push them from now. Penalties already given out. Penalties I've already mentioned. Just go back a couple of minutes in the stream, I covered it. I think T-Hawk's got 0, or Stephen's got 1 penalty out of the front 2. So Stephen was already on the receiving end and he would have been finishing, I think, behind T-Hawk. Even if he didn't make those mistakes, I think he would still finish behind T-Hawk, because I think T-Hawk's got better lap-on-lap pace compared to old Stephen currently. Old Stephen gains in areas around the track, but it's not enough. Brockhard's starting to struggle, I think. Those ultras begin to go a little bit. Legend Killer 4th, Kyle in 5th at the minute. Where the hell is Bull Boy? I don't know. I've asked Bull Boy Jr., I think, on that one.
No. Get back,
Oh,
get back.
there he is. There he is. Brief interlude there by Bull Boy Senior and Junior there. That's why I'm commentating on most of this race. I should have streamed as well. T-Hawk will 2.7 seconds clear. The German, I think, on the race, on the way to a first race win here. Oh, Stephen in second.
Come on, Stephen.
Brockhard, Legend Killer, Kyle. Oh, Stephen's got a 3-second time penalty, so he's going to be on the receiving end anyways. He's on the wrong end.
Oh.
Pretty sure he has anyways. T-Hawk, just confirm it. Yeah, T-Hawk's got 0 penalties and old Stephen's got 1. Brockhard. Mind you, the penalties, quite good from most of the guys. Not even a penalty from Legend Killer yet, and Kyle has got a penalty as well. And that is it. That's literally it. T-Hawk, Kyle have only got penalties. The rest have got warnings. Simple as that. Where should he come? Where would he come if he pitted for the damage? Where would old Stephen come? He'd come 5th, I think, if he pits now. It's not worth it. He may as well just continue. He's not gaining and he's not losing time. He's just keeping that gap consistent at 3 seconds at the minute. And in fact, he's just closed in a 10 through that final corner there. So that front wing is holding him back slightly, but it's not enough, I don't think, to force him to pit. I mean, Brockhard's 8.8 seconds behind him. And given the nature of these pit stops, I think it'll be about 16, 17 seconds pit stops around here. It's not worth old Stephen pitting at all. He may as well keep second. Legend and Kyle will be a last lap battle, mark my words. Mark my words. I think, yeah, Kyle is gaining. Legend Killer's got a 3-second time penalty now as well, so they're going to be quite even if they do come back. Or Stephen, 3.2 seconds, losing time. Oh dear. The TTTV stream, by the way, is not live yet if anybody does want to catch up on that after this race. I know I'm going to be having a gander in. I'll be having a gander in after this race, and of course I'll be discussing with the admins about moving up drivers up and possibly down, of course, in the league. Brookhard 3-second time penalty at the final corner there. Legend Killer trying to close in. Kyle just losing time actually, 3.3 seconds. Gap time is running out for Kyle to really catch him. 3.4 seconds. It's going to be close, but I don't think Kyle can get him, if I've got to be honest. Both of them even on penalties. That might not happen, I'm not sure. Kyle is closing in now, though, through the first sector. But we'll have to have a look. We'll have to have a look. Indeed. I'll keep on board with Kyle, actually, because this is the only real possible battle that will get out on the track. Could all develop up. Oh no! Kyle has nearly spun it there. Jesus! Just pushing it a bit too aggressively, I think, now, Kyle. He's just got to... I would either try and push the Legend Killer, who's ahead, and take it a bit easier, or take it easy, settle for 5th. Those will be my 2 options at the minute. But who knows? Brookhard is starting to lose time to Stephen, but he's not losing time to Legend Killer, and another hit of the wall there by Kyle. It's just costing him too much time. There's 4 laps to go. He is within range to get him, but 2.8 seconds around this track is hard to gain at the best of times, and I don't think Kyle can get him before the end. Maybe different Brookhard Legend Killer, possibly, I'm not sure.
Yeah, so a couple of laps to go now.
I think you're going to see the order as it is, really, unless somebody makes a catastrophic mistake. No, Legend Killer's closing in a Brookhard.
1.9, 2.1, 2.0.
Closing in. Kyle is closing in as well, but it's not enough. Legend Killer, Brookhard, I think, is overshot with the tyres, you know. His time management has been quite questionable. There is blistering occurring on the front right of the tyre. The front tyre. Nice and steady through there, but Legend Killer attacking. Do you know how I said the order might change? The order might not change. I think it could.
Oh yeah.
But Legend Killer needs to get 3 seconds ahead of Brookhard, because I'm pretty certain Brookhard has not got a penalty. I'll confirm it. Yeah, oh, sorry, Brookhard does have a penalty.
Oh.
Brookhard does have a penalty. Legend Killer does. Kyle has as well. So they're all even. They're all even for 3rd, essentially, if these 3 start battling. But that's costly, I think. That running wide was a bit costly from Legend Killer. .4. It's not over.
Certainly
it's not over, but I just think it's just enough time for the buffer to happen, and Brookhard, I think, might still have this. I could be totally wrong and totally misjudge my timings, but at the minute, Brookhard.
T-Hawk?
Fastest lap, T-Hawk, yeah. Oh! Massive fastest lap. Oh, Stephen must have made a right mistake somewhere out on track. 5.5 seconds now. Unless T-Hawk's just been waiting up for that lap to be set. Here's Legend Killer and Brookhard, though. This battle's getting going.
Oh, look how tight this is
2 laps
now.
to go. 2 laps to
He's
go.
him.
He has hit him
Runs to the back of
slightly,
it.
but I think, yeah, it was just a slight bit of contact. Brookhard, Legend Killer, I should say. Kyle, 3 seconds back, struggling, I think, with his wheel more than anything else tonight. Brookhard, Legend Killer, got DRS, of course, but I think Brookhard's going to get DRS. Oh no, he hasn't. I thought he would have got DRS off SVD Rackler.
Yeah.
Blowing up Brookhard. He just want to stay behind the AI. That might have cost him a little bit. And now Legend Killer on the final lap, by the way. T-Hawk's about to go on to the final lap, coming through the final chicane. Legend Killer!
Oh, he's gonna go!
Brookhart's on white! Legend Killer! Oh no!
Oh!
It's a bit too aggressive! It's a bit too aggressive. I think Legend Killer might have to just let him through slightly. I think he's got to let him back through. for that. It was opportunistic. It's almost a repeat of Glucky and Praga, I think. Pretty much exactly the same move.
Brockhard has damage. Yeah, front left.
T-Hawk on the final lap. Kyle could still get Brockhard. Obviously these guys are even, so Legend Killer is going to be ahead. But is he now struggling and Brockhard's starting to catch him again? I'm not sure.
Even with front wing damage, Brockhard seems to be going.
Yeah, coping nicely. Coping nicely at the minute. T-Hawk at the hairpin, by the way. Who's going to win this?
Kyle! Oh my gosh! Where's he come from?
What, yeah, and he's just nearly spun it as well. He's lost 5 tenths again.
He can see a podium.
Oh, he's attacking it too much. That's the only opportunity, and that's gone. T-Hawk, by the way, final chicane. It is pretty safe to say that he's going to win this. T-Hawk now through the final chicane. He is going to win here in Canada. And it is going to be a Ferrari 1-2 as old Stephen trundles through the final corner to come across the line in second. Dominant performances from both Ferrari drivers tonight. Legend Killer going to be coming across the line in third. Brockhard in fourth. Kyle over-attacking it way too much in the end. Legend Killer will be third. Brockhard will be fourth. Kyle will be fifth. And that is the race over. And Crasher's coming across the line as well. And that is F4 over for tonight. I actually went really quick that race, I thought.
Even with safety cars and everything. Goodness me. Bomb Planter and T-Hawk talking in the chat there.
I think Brockhard's probably going to be a bit frustrated at Legend Killer's move there. He'll probably come in the party and complain if he does. I wouldn't say it was an unfair move, but I don't know. It might be a racing incident. It might be like Glocky Praga again with that. But the man that sat on pole didn't finish. Nexus Dynamic. My prediction for third didn't finish. Bomb Planter. And it is T-Hawk who takes the win here with no penalties at all. And the rest, everyone got 3 seconds, so that's not too bad. So T-Hawk wins, Ferrari 1-2 with Earl Steven in second, Legend Killer in third. I think he's my driver of the day, you know, Legend Killer. I think. From 8th up to 3rd, not bad. Not bad at all, considering the attendance and everything. Brockhard 4th, Kyle in 5th. They're the only 5 human finishers. SPD Rackler's AI got 6th. Bomb Panther and Dynamic, of course, get points as well. As we move on to France of next week for round 3, and hopefully there will be a round 3 of F4, because I wouldn't want to see a round 3 of F4.
And with that, I'll select France. Change the settings and do the interviews. There we go.
Oh, goodness me. Yeah, any incidents, by the way, that have been recorded, POV-wise or on the stream, put it into the steward's office, we'll have a look. Asheen and Storm will.
Of course. Let's get people in. Brockhard, yeah, definitely to begin with. Yeah. Right, interviews. And Mick F30 decides to come online. Brilliant. The rest, what? first favourite. I like that bit. See all the spectacular crashes. Anyway, considering T-Hawk has to go, let's interview him first because he is the winner. Yeah, how were the first couple of laps for you?
First lap, horrible. Fucking hell, who is this? First lap was absolutely horrible for me. In turn 7 on 8, where I spun out and I think hit Brockhart. Yeah, I think it was Brockhart. But from there on, everybody just kept crashing, kept driving back, and suddenly I was in the lead. I don't really know what happened there.
Yeah, it was a bit of a chaotic race despite the amount of people who attended. But Stephen was really pressuring you mid-race, I think I saw at some point. So yeah, did you think that he might get past you at any point and win it?
I was actually trying to speak to him and asking about in what condition his tires were, because I knew that he stopped after me, so I actually just would have let him pass if he wanted to pass me. But I could keep the gap somewhat consistent, and yeah, luckily he made his stop. I made a good in-lap and stayed in front of him.
Is he there?
Awkward silence.
Right, how do you think France will go for you?
How I think France will go for me. Well, I've driven this track, I think, once before.
Uh-oh.
I've driven it a couple.
So
you're gonna have to
yeah.
get a lot of practice. T-Hawk.
I will definitely kill some people.
Uh-oh. Well,
Sure.
yeah. I wish you all the best, of course, for next week. I think you're actually leading the championship as a result of today. You or Stephen, I think, perhaps. But I'll have to double check that. But yeah, well done on your first victory in GHR. And yeah, good luck for next week's race.
Thanks.
Why am I still the only person with GHR in their name?
I have no idea. But next...
I mean, you can change your name.
Right, next up in the interviews, who's next?
Oh, Stephen. I do believe. Oh, Stephen.
Absolutely gutted. Absolutely gutted.
Oh.
It's my own.
Did Billy? I'd like to start off the interview by asking: did Billy tell you to quit?
He did, but it was because I knew my tyres wouldn't last. So they would have probably got a puncture about 2 laps to go. So I knew Brockhart was behind me by 20 odd seconds, and I knew that T-Hawk was going to cut anyway. So I thought I'd just take the chance. But it was after the pit stop where I ran onto the grass after coming out of the pits, and then on turn 3 I hit the wall, which damaged my right end plate. I was absolutely gutted because I had the win in the bag. I really did.
It's like it's almost as if it was like me in the Nations Cup earlier on GT Sport.
Yeah.
Because I spun and lost 15 seconds. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, it was Stephen spun. I didn't even realise because I was going.
He went off wide on cold tyres coming out the pits.
Yeah, just
I didn't
stupid,
really
silly
notice
mistakes after
'cause I
being
was
so
gone.
comfortable behind T-Hawk. I knew I'd beat him, like.
Yeah. So agonising.
I just when I was coming onto a long straight at every time, he was just that bit far ahead, and I just didn't want to risk getting damaged because I knew that he was going to come in the pits anyway.
Well, unfortunately, these mistakes, these things can happen. At least you got a podium, second place, your first podium in about a year, I think, or nearly a year.
I think you were counting about 43 races. I think.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that sounds just about right.
I was getting to feel like Jenson Button on his first ever win, 113 races.
Is it me or can I not hear Stevie?
Oh, probably. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but we'll get to you in a bit. But yeah, unfortunate, but you are close to leading the championship, or you might actually be leading. I don't actually know. I need to double check on the standings. But you're in a great position now. You know you're probably one of the quickest guys here, which I don't think you've ever has ever been said before. But because of the nature of F4, you've got a great chance there of winning the championship. Going into France, how do you think that will go for you?
I'm going to be gutted because I'm not going to be here next Saturday.
Oh no!
Yeah. I'm going to be away all weekend.
Why are you going to not be here?
I'm going away for the weekend.
Ah, okay.
So it's the only race I'm going to be missing this season.
It better be somewhere nice to miss F4.
No, definitely.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. I was hoping to get a drive in F3 on Monday since I'm not going to be next week, but it's up to yourselves.
Yeah, we'll discuss other things as well about driver placements and everything. But Austria then would be the next race you'll probably definitely compete in. So, how do you think Austria will go for you?
I'm going to go for the win in that one, definitely. I love Austria. And with my new setups and newfound confidence, hopefully that'll get me my first ever win in GHR. Yeah. Brain freeze.
I know, it's been a long day. It's been a long race for you. But yeah, well done on getting your podium anyway. That's a huge positive, yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch the highlights of this.
Just wait until you hear me in your moment of disappointment.
Oh, was that when I clipped my wing?
And ran wide off the pits.
Oh yes. Oh well. These things happen. I'll learn and I'll move on.
Yeah, and well, we'll wish you all the best, of course, for the Austrian Grand Prix in 2 weeks' time. So,
alright, thanks very much.
All the best. And next up, I had Mads. Why did I have Mads on me? I don't know. It's Legend Killer.
He was Legend Killer anyways. He finished third, for God's sake.
I know. It's earliest I've got to talk.
Oh my God.
Hopefully you got your voice on share and everything's all good. But yeah, first of all, talk us through those opening couple of laps. Of course, the safety car did impact on things, but there was an incident with T-Hawk, spinning across the track. Brockhard going around the outside of two guys into turn one. Talk us through that opening lap, because that is always very tricky to try and negotiate in Canada.
Well, I think I started more 8th, so I didn't really get too affected by the first one. It just let me sort of catch up. And then I didn't pit, but I lost my front wing on someone that got hit. So I remember pitting before the second one, the second safety car, and then I think, the second safety car just let me catch up with, like, I don't even know, 5th, maybe at the time? I can't remember. But yeah, and then that safety car just basically got me there, and then I think, must have been Carl. Incident really affected me, I don't think, anyway, because I was, like, at the back anyway, so it kind of just helped, I guess.
Yeah, and then right at the end, of course, you were catching Brockhard. You made the move around, or down. Was it down the inside? Yeah, it was down the inside, wasn't it? Into the hairpin. A bit touchy on exit though, with Brockhard getting a bit of damage. But anyway, you got the job done.
Yeah, I was thinking sort of whole race, like when do I go? Because I don't really we're not the best at taking over. So it's like I was like, oh, when do I do it? And I just thought, oh, that corner's probably the perfect place, isn't it? Because he's going to go wide. So if I go inside, I might avoid him. I think he just clipped it then. I clipped him then, but yeah, I've had mixed spoilers.
Yeah, and well, in the end, of course, P3 for you. Great result, 15 points
Yeah.
in the bag today. Incredible stuff from last in the grid, I think you were. So, yeah, heading into the next race in France. How do you think you'll go there?
I don't know. All right, it depends how many people turn up, innit? Because there was what 8 today, so I don't know if it's more than 10. I don't know. I hope for top 5, I guess, but don't know. I guess France is alright. It's one of the ones that I'm kind of used to now, so I think France should be alright. That should be one of my better ones.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations on your first podium ever, and
Oh,
yeah, all the best for France.
Alright, thank you.
And next up, who's next?
Oh, it's only my co-commentator from for tomorrow night.
Hello, hello. How you doing?
It's Kyle.
It is.
Hi.
And you. What is this guy doing? Right. Anyway, talk us through the start of the race. How was it? Of course, like I said, safety car kind of interrupted things, but yeah, with T-Hawk spinning off and everything. How was it from your point of view? How did the start go?
Yeah, I had an iffy start off the line. I got a lot of wheel spins and stuff like that, and then I managed to get behind the Ferrari. I think that was T-Hawk spun. So obviously then I gained something like 3 positions around there. And then obviously got the safety car. I got a bit of front wing damage, so I went and pitted. And then that obviously then dropped me back a few places. And then from there onwards, it kind of went downhill. It was not really the best race. Put it in the best way, I guess.
Yeah, because I mean, at the end, you were really trying to get that position off of Brockhard and Legend Killer as well, so you could see the podium was, within your sights. But unfortunately, we saw you, I think, overdo it a bit too much on the last lap, especially losing the back end and things like that. But I mean, do you think without those mistakes and everything, you could have got a podium or even better, but perhaps today? Or
I think of the fastest laps that I've done, I think the pace was there to probably go for the win. But yeah, as I say, it was just either mistakes or getting hit basically every lap. And then obviously in that last stint, the rears really did start to go off, and then that did affect me. But yeah, it was an up and down race. The start was really good, and then it just kind of went. I think I had to make something like 4 pit stops altogether, just to keep going. But yeah, definitely for France. France is one of my better tracks, and we should definitely be fighting for the win there.
oh, so you think you can win in France? You got a good pace around there, a lot better than Canada.
Yeah, France has always been a good track for me. I'm not really sure why, but yeah, it's definitely been one of my best, if not the best. So yeah, I reckon we should be able to do really well around there.
Fantastic. Well, well done anyway on getting 5th place today, and yeah, all the best for the French Grand Prix next Saturday.
Yeah, I hope it's a good race to watch.
Certainly should be, and yeah, good luck for that. And yeah, who finished below you? It was
Bomb planter.
Bomb Planter. Yes,
And that is it.
Bomb Planter. Well, before we get on to your unfortunate crash, talk us through how that race was going for you up until that point.
Qualifying, honestly was a bit, I didn't really like qualifying, kept basically getting invalidated through every corner. Well, not really every corner, just kept getting wide through some corners, and just made me get invalidated. So I could have probably got 5th, I reckon, but no, it didn't happen. I got 7th in the end, ahead of Legend Killer. So I guess that was good, but yeah, until we come to the race, that start was a bit hectic, I must admit. seeing T-Hawk get spun around. I'm not gonna call names who did spin him around though. I did see it, but I've forgotten who did spin him. Yeah, bit hectic. For his safety car, it was quite packed. Couldn't really get the car moved. I almost crashed and kept almost crashing into the back of Legend Killer. Also, after the crash, there was a yellow flag exactly after the crash, and I had to hand back rocket position for some reason. I don't know why though. And yeah, that just ruined a race a bit. And then yeah, just coming round to lap 18, turning. I don't know why it was a glitch though, but the turning was a bit silly, and it wouldn't let me turn properly. I don't know what's wrong with it, but it wouldn't let me turn like fully, and then I just crashed into the world champions, like Nexus Dynamic did.
You did indeed, and well, do you think without that incident you would have got a podium perhaps today, or even better? Where do you think
Perhaps,
you
yeah.
would- Yeah?
I think I would have got third. Yeah.
Oh, well. Commiserations anyway on today's result, but anyway, I guess you gotta look forward to the future. France.
Oh, speaking about Bahrain, when you guys were trying to find my car where I crashed off, you know the chicane just after Sector 1? I think it was, yeah. You know the right left chicane? I don't know if it's really a chicane, but I call it a chicane.
Oh, the squiggly bits, oh yeah.
Yes, the squiggly bit after Sector 1. I spun there, I got on the curb a bit, and then just lost it, and then got into the barrier.
Ah, okay. Well, to those who are confused about where he crashed, thanks Bombland for answering that. But for the viewers who also want to know how you're going to get on in France, how's your pace around there? I mean, do you like the track? Do you think you can go well around there?
I think I can do well, hopefully. It's one of the newer tracks, but I have raw pace, quite good pace, I think, around there. Yeah, I hope I can do well.
Fantastic.
Hopefully I can get either a win or a podium there, so, yeah.
Yeah, certainly, and that'll be your first successes in GHR, but nonetheless you still score good points here today, so well done on that, congratulations, and even though you crashed out, and all the best for next week's race in France.
Thank you.
And next is
There's no one.
absolutely nobody, because we are pretty much done with the interviews, I think.
Yeah. We are done, so let me give you an update on what is going to be happening, of course. Any incidents, send them in from tonight's race, send them in from F3, send them in from F2, we'd like to see them. Send them in from F1, we'd like to see them. Tomorrow night, me and Kyle are going to be in the commentary box for TFRL GT Sport, the first of the 1 hour endurance races tomorrow night in Le Mans. He's also going to be driving in Pro-Am, so give him some support in the comment section and come and find me and Elliot in the commentary box for the first race. Myself and Kyle will of course be in the second commentary for the second race for GT Sport.
What's wrong, boy?
Ah,
I think
I've been spun around.
And then we are back to normal schedule. Monday F3, Tuesday and Wednesday, pretty much 3 days at the minute. I'm hoping that GT Sport will get announced soon. No, I'm keeping plans completely under wraps for that.
So, was there like something happening for GT Sport last week?
On Wednesday?
Yes.
I'm not sure for Wednesday, to be honest.
Well, Bulba,
We have to
see
decide.
last week, it was like last week on Wednesday, like last week on Wednesday, was there like a lobby or something? Like there was a GT3, GR3.
There was, yeah. Mini
Oh,
championship,
yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
it?
Yeah. Mini
Yeah,
championship. Yeah.
if you're wondering why I missed that, I was on a school holiday with the school.
Oh,
like,
you
there's,
yeah, you
um,
put it in the chat. We all saw
Yeah,
that.
you
Yes, I
said
put
it.
it in the chat.
We read the
So-
chats, don't worry.
Yeah, I'll be racing. This is just my first race since Thursday, so yeah,
Oh, okay.
rusty since then. But
Oh,
yeah,
you
hopefully I can do well for Wednesday.
take that, absolute idiot. Nah.
So yeah,
What do you think he's
hopefully
up to?
I'll do well on Wednesday if there even is plans for Wednesday. So yeah.
Yeah, there will be something for GT Sport on Wednesday, certainly. And then we're also planning to hopefully run something with Project Cars 2 soon. If you haven't signed up, sign up, because we're going to be
How do I sign up?
launching our Project Cars. Sign up form, it should be in Discord somewhere. I'll put in the Project Cars 2 Discord.
I don't
In GHR. Discord. If you're not in,
don't
then I'll invite you to it, no problem.
I don't
Um,
have Discord.
Oh, well, that's a problem. Bulboy, you can send it through PSN. Sort of.
Oh, yes.
See, we've got a plan for everything. We are prepared. So yeah, obviously normal schedule next week, of course. Our aim, of course, is to improve the attendances for F1 and F4 retrospectively. We're going to be discussing after this regarding the future of F4. We're also going to be discussing possible moves for people, moving up, moving down. We want to try and get things right, and that's why we're going to try and improve things now rather than near the end of the season like it has been in the case, certainly from an FRL and TFRL perspective in the past. So obviously we need to get on top of that. That's pretty much everything from me. I'm not sure if you want to come in anything, Ballboy, at all.
Um,
Can I just say
I
something
don't know.
quickly before
a
I
sec.
go? James, see if you want to hire me for Project Cars 2. Don't. I am very, very new to Project Cars.
So,
So,
Project Cars 2, honestly, we've already got our admin team sorted. It's all sorted. I'm going to be running it with somebody else. So as long as I'm there, it should run fine.
yeah, hopefully, if I do get in, hopefully I'll try not to crash anyone because I am very, very new to
Well-
Project Cars 2.
I can say if we're going to be running more than one tier or more than one championship, driver placements is going to come into effect across all leagues that we run, even GT Sport next season. Something very important that we need to address. Anyways, I think we're done. I think this stream can end.
Yeah, this has been the cleanest race I've ever seen. With what's been going on, but anyway. Oh, that's a nice move there.
Alright, anyways, let's get on with some of the chat with the
done.
admins, because some of them are here waiting patiently.
So thanks for watching, everyone, and until next time, of course, for well,
Goodbye.
on this channel anyway, it'll be F3
Oh, I
for
thought
France. Goodbye. Thanks for
Goodbye,
watching.
goodbye.
Am I allowed to stay or should I leave?
Leave, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Okay, see you
You're
guys.
not an admin. If you're not an admin, you can leave.
Okay, I'll see you guys later.
See ya.
Alright. Damon Hill, Damon Hill, Damon Hill,
Damon Hill, Damon Hill, Damon Hill.
Damon Hill, 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 Damon.